Hi guys, welcome back to Eduate channel. So today we'll be dealing with the surgery topic, that is frostbite. So we are familiar with animals and their hypothermic problems. So if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell button for more updates. So frostbite is actually a condition caused by exposure to extreme cold weather. So from the name itself, it is very clear. It's actually a bite from the frost. So it's very clear from the name itself. So there is destruction of the superficial tissues due to extreme cold condition or extreme cold weather. This condition is rare in animals because they can withstand the cold temperature due to their hairy coats and will instinctively seek shelter from inclement weather. So whenever the surrounding weather is going to a frozen condition, they will be vanishing from that area and they will be finding out a new area where they can stay properly. So incidence, it is met with all species of domestic animals. Actually, all species of domestic animals can be prone to frost heat or frostbite. The very young animals and those are undernourished are more susceptible. In pigs, ears and tails are most commonly affected. In case of poultry, the combs and wattles are affected more. Udder and teats are commonly frozen in cow during exercise on frosty winter days. So, besides the prepuce, penis and scrotum in horses, snout of pig, comb and wattles of birds, tip of the ear and scrotum of dogs, tail and distal extremities in other animals are commonly affected. So the lesions due to frostbite or the lesion produced in the site due to excess low temperature, that is actually they will be depending upon the temporary chilling, and it may produce the necrosis of that portion of the tissue. So the causes is actually exposure to cold or frost or chilling environment. Next is contact with cold metal, cold glass or cold liquids or aerosols. Next is the iatrogenic freezing with cryogens like liquid nitrogen and nitrous oxide. So symptoms. In mild cases, the skin at first becomes pale, that is due to very less blood presence, and bloodless, followed by intense redness, heat, pain and swelling. So the hair may fall out because whenever not proper nourishment is there, the hair may fall off and the epidermis may peel off due to sloughing off. The inflammation subsides within a few days. In severe cases, the affected part becomes swollen and painful and later undergoes necrosis. Patches of skin are destroyed in this manner and a clear line of demarcation develops between the affected and normal portions. Sloughing of the dead skin leaves a raw space. So symptom is actually loss of sensation in the affected part. That is, sensation will be lost. The nerve endings will be damaged, and whenever the blood is not reaching the nerve endings, they will not be working properly and the sensation will be lost. Cyanotic or pale appearance due to less blood. Moderate edema, pain and very cold to touch. Shivering will be there. In neglected cases, necrosis and sloughing off of skin. So classification and pathophysiology. Various degrees of frostbite are recognized as mild one is the first one, that is contraction of blood vessels will be there, paralytic dilatation of blood vessels, then engorgement of vessels, parts will appear red and swollen, thawing, severe pain will be there. Next is moderately severe, that is below 0 degree temperature for longer period, injury to blood vessels, inflammation of the tissues, redness of epidermis together with certain amount of necrosis and blister formation, and finally there will be desquamation. So the third one is severe, that is temperature falls for lower than the freezing point, impaired circulation of blood and lymph, parts undergo necrosis and gangrene. So management, withdrawal from the cold. The first cause is actually the extreme cold. So we should have to withdraw it. So next is warming of frostbitten extremities, and restoration of blood and limb circulation. Hot water bag or hot pad may be used for warming. Frozen part should be bathed in increasing warm water until pink color is restored. Tip of the ear and the muzzle region or the nose region. So treatment is actually prevention of infection with systemic antibiotics. Fluid therapy with dextrose should be considered. Analgesics may be provided to prevent self-trauma and the pain. Artificial respiration should be provided to frozen animals. The frozen tissue should not be massaged. Necrotized tissue, if there, should be removed. Amputation of the frozen part is necessary and it should be carried out. Diet, we have to give high protein, high caloric diet so that they can produce more heat in the digestive tract and they can disseminate and they can pop up the temperature. Vitamins also should be instituted. Thank you.